closing your eyes. Beginning to settle into your space. Checking in with how you are. That question can evoke so many things. Not trying to change how you are, just really, really listening. If the question makes your mind spin, maybe making the choice to just think about the physical presence and engage this moment. The earth's touch on your body. The song of your breath moving your chest up and down. Let's begin a circular nasal breath. As you inhale, you're breathing deeply into the belly, and exhaling, the belly releases. So the inhale, there's a pull muscularly of the belly muscles upward, and exhale, a pull of them downward, inward. Every inhale, expanding the rib cage a tad. And that exhale, thinking about the rib cage hugging closer to your body. Circular breath. Let's begin to wiggle the fingers and bend your knees if you're not already there. Bring the feet wide on the mat, and then take your hands, your palms to your shoulders, and wing out your elbows. So making some elbow wings, press into the elbows to kind of puff your heart higher to the sky. And then release that. So you're kind of beginning a very light back bend as you press into the elbows. Maybe your shoulder blades hover off the ground, and then allow it to release. Every time you press and hover, engage all the back muscles, you then settle and release and let the full back reach into the ground, settle onto the ground. And taking it with your breath, the press of the elbows, it's kind of difficult to hover your back, engaging back muscles and head and neck muscles before exhaling and releasing. Doing it one more time. This elbow engagement, hover the back and release. Let's reach the arms back behind you. Maybe you blink the eyes open, maybe leave them closed. Reach through the fingertips, and our feet are on the ground, on the mat, the knees knocked together. Push into the feet to reach your hands back a little more. As you're breathing here, notice how your rib cage expands with the breath. Allow it to expand even more with the reach. And exhale takes your hands to the tops of your knees, tops of your thighs, wherever they can touch. And then let's release the arms into a T and let the knees knock over to the right, over to the left. So that movement for our low back, feeling your low back shimmying on the ground. Do, do, do to the right, do, do, do to the left. As you do this windshield wiper, your feet are firm into the ground. They're pushing. They're pushing in order to lightly engage your hamstring muscles. All right, let's release the knees to the left, gaze to the right, and breathe into the back body. Two breaths, another broad one. Before knees rise to the sky, let them knock over the other way. Gazing to the left, broad with that breath. And then lift the knees up to the sky, and let's take a upside down tabletop. So the feet are flexed, knees above the hips, and the hands come above your shoulders, standing on the ceiling. And we'll inhale and reach the feet to the sky, and exhale, bend the knees. So inhaling, lifting the feet, and exhale to bend. Doing this a few times, you're reaching through the heel of the foot. The heel is trying to lift as high as possible. So as you're doing this, engage the belly button, draw it towards the ground. Very Pilates style, trying to eliminate any air between the low back and the ground. Yeah. Our feet, our legs are so engaged that the quad muscle above the knee gives your knee a little stretch every time you lengthen through the heels. Nice. All right. Let's take the left foot down, hands knit together, right knee into the body. And pull that right knee towards the right armpit. Maybe you extend the left leg long, maybe not. Breathing. Okay, let's shift. The hands press the right knee over to the left. Another spinal twist. Press it over to the left, right arm releases. And then take your right hand over to the left as well. Let's take our palms to knit together. Or the fingertips to knit together. I think you both can see me. We're gonna press into the left elbow, raise your right shoulder off of the ground. Okay, so we are really on just the tricep of our left hand. Pull your belly, use your belly, your core muscles, and then hover your right leg out. Maybe it's long to the side, maybe your knee is bent if you don't have room. So we're on our left side hip, our left tricep, and our right leg is gravitationally reaching, and allow the gravity to inform your buttocks. Yeah, this is hard. Okay, on an exhale, the linked together hands will scoop your right knee and draw your whole back to the ground. Reach that right knee into the armpit again. Okay, let's release the hands and bring the hands to the back of the head, the underside, scooping the bottom of the skull. So elbows are wide, our right knee is still tucked up, nice. And use your belly first, engage it. Your head and elbows stay wide and on the ground, but we're engaging our belly to hover the left leg. Hover the left heel off the ground. Pull your right knee upward, your left heel is hovering. Breathe. Hover a little higher. Let's exhale, everything falls back down to the ground, the right foot included. And then with our hands, give you the top of your right hip flexor a little knuckle rub. Yeah, pat. Okay, let's come to our upside down tabletop. Breathing. Switch around so I can continue to see you. And then extend your legs into the air and bend, doing the same thing. The whole low back is knit into the ground. Couple more times. All right. And then hands knit together, draw them over the left knee, and the right foot comes to the ground, left knee coming in towards the armpit, and maybe you extend your right leg totally long. Draw it in, use the strength of arms to take that knee closer to your armpit. Right, and then pulling the knee over your body, you're pulling it towards the right. Another spinal twist, let the left hand release. A big spinal twist, look to the left. So this spinal twist, you're definitely on your whole right side body, keeping the left shoulder heavy. And then our left hand comes over towards the right. We're going to knit our hands together, and we're pressing so much into that right tricep that you draw your left shoulder off of the ground. So the right tricep, take it pretty even with your chin. Yeah. And then we're pressing into that right tricep, hover the left leg off of the ground. Maybe you extend the leg totally out, allowing the gravity to make it really intense. For me, on my IT band, my butt is working. Press into the elbow. Your belly is engaged. Nice, hover it a little higher, a little higher. And let's roll it back. that left knee in towards the armpit again, and the hands come behind the nape of the head, nape of the neck. Okay, so elbows stay wide and down, the head stays heavy, belly starts to engage, and hover your right foot off of the ground. Hovering, the toes are flexed towards your face, the knee is reaching higher on the left, the heel is hovering higher. Pull that left knee closer to your body and try to extend through the right leg, trying to lengthen, straighten that right leg. Very nice. Fully engaged. Let's bend the knees and release the feet to the ground, the hands away from the head. Pull the knees into you. Oh, we should do our left hip massage. So, left hip massage. Maybe knuckles rubbing down, maybe a little pat pat. Okay, let's take the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. Supta Baddha Konasana, and we're gonna take this into some core work. So our hands come above our heads. Squeeze the buttocks to hover the heels off the ground. The knees are coming wider, the heels are coming high. And then inhale, reach the hands towards those heels and exhale them back. So knees are drawing wider and heels drawing closer to your pelvis as we do some crunches. Doing the work from the belly, not just the neck. Engaging every moment. We'll do 4 more regular, and you're on your breath. And then after your 4th, let's lift the arms, lift the head, and hover. So our hands are reaching towards those feet. Draw the heels closer to your pelvis. Nice, hover and pulse. Pulse, reach farther, higher. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's draw the knees in and Apanasana release. Let it be loose and easy Apanasana. All right, let's begin to, actually, we'll do one more thing on the floor. The hands come 45 degrees away from the body and begin to draw your weight to the right side, right butt, and then draw your weight to the left butt. So we're creating a little bit of a pendulum swing with the knees rocking to the right, the knees rocking to the left. So first letting it be sort of massage-like for your back body, and then we engage our belly. And then we make it more difficult for our core by taking our knees even further over. They're hovering to the sides. We're not necessarily, I mean, yes, it's a spinal twist, but we're mostly focusing on our belly pulling towards the spine, making all of those muscles taut as you hover the knees to the side body. The next step, if you choose to take it, would be on your pendulum swing to the right, the left leg extends. Knees bend on the pendulum swing to the left, the right leg extends. Just increasing the weight of the gravity that your belly muscles are working against. Nice. And your hands, of course, helping you out, but really pulling belly button towards spine. If you want the next level, no need, no pressure, but as you pendulum swing, your both legs are long, staying long as they swing to the side. So being graceful as the legs swing over to one side, as they come through the center, and as they go to the next side. And maybe you reverse out of that level. Maybe it's both knees just bent, settling towards stillness, whole pelvis on the center. And then let's begin to rock forwards, backwards. We're gonna rock into tabletop, however you'd like to do it. Forwards all the way or to the side. Rocking to tabletop. Yeah, sipping water. From your tabletop, begin to draw a circle with the belly button. So your belly button is drawing a circle on the ground. If your knees are finding some patella sensitivity, of course, double up the mat or take a blanket under them. So draw a bigger circle with the belly button. Even bigger, start to draw it higher towards the wrist. So we're coming in and out of chaturanga arms. Bigger belly button circle. Let's switch directions. So we're in and out of cobra, drawing back towards child's pose. Our next step is that belly comes forward. We're on our hands. Our palms are pressing. This is basically cobra. Lift your heart higher, begin to arch into a back bend, and then press so much into the tops of the feet that the knees hover. Upward dog. Let's release the knees and draw the butt towards the ankles, child's pose. Releasing head to the ground. So we'll work with that upward dog several times today. Let's draw back to our tabletop and begin your spinal exercises. So the cat and cow, slow evolution, finding a lot of curiosity in the middle zones. Starting with the pelvis, head's the last thing to move in and out of the postures. Feeling the roll of your shoulders help out, palms pressing. And close your eyes. Creative cat-cow as you intuit whatever you need. Don't think about it. No need for a rhyme or a reason. Just getting the stretch you need right now. All right. Settling towards still tabletop. Let's take our palms about 3 inches more forward. So the hands are not necessarily under the shoulders. Tuck your toes and hover the knees. Belly lifts towards the spine. Press more firmly into the palms. Your heart thinks the ground is stinky. Ooh, get it away. And then let the knees drop from the hover. Breathe. We will do that again, tucking the toes, knees hover. Hold the belly upwards. Push back through the heels, the knees still hovering. All right, and lengthen through the legs, lift the butt, a downward dog. You can bend and walk that dog. All right, let's inhale our right foot up behind you and then take the right foot where the right hand is. Let's keep both hands on the ground. Draw the left knee down and lift the arms. It's a low lunge. Maybe untuck the left foot, maybe not. Just pushing really deeply into the right sole of the foot to lift your pelvis a bit. Lift taller through the heart, through the spine. Nice. Take your hands out behind you. Let's tuck the fingers together and shoulder blades kissing together, heart broad. All right, and then left hand down, right arm up. Left hand is wide on the mat. Draw the right hand down inside of that right foot. The hands press, left toe tucks, and downward dog. Inhale, left foot high, and taking left foot to the front of the mat. Let's draw our right knee down, maybe untucking the feet. Press into the left foot to rise a low lunge. A low lunge where we are engaging the full left foot into the ground to lift the pelvis, lift the spine taller. Try to hide your ears, those triceps rolling into the ears. All right, exhale, hands link and clasp, puff up the heart. Shoulder blades really trying to touch on your back. As tall through the spine as before. Breathing. Let's release our right hand, left hand high. Revolve. All right, left hand inside of the left foot. Plant the hands and left toes, tuck, lift to downward dog. Looking forward, step your feet up towards your hands. Let's lift halfway and release, bend your knees, lifting high mountain, and then hands come down. Low mountain, clasp the hands. Let's puff up the heart, look up, look back. And tipping at the hips, releasing a forward fold with those arms stretching in front and above the head. You can keep a micro bend in your knee if you'd like, or long. All right, hands pull you up out of that forward fold, lifting back, release the fingers, Tadasana. Inhale, lift, high mountain. Exhale, big swan dive, far as you can go forward. Lifting halfway, exhale, palms plant and stepping back to a plank. From plank, the elbows are gonna tilt back to try to touch your ribs. Touch your ribs and then lower your full body. Untuck the toes, press into the palms and arch your heart away from the ground. A cobra. Cobra. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Using the shoulder blades, they try to kiss together. Let's tuck our toes, press into the palms, and downward dog. Breathe in, side out. All right, inhale, right foot high. And let's step the right foot forward. And the back knee comes down. Once again, a low lunge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands clasp behind you. Inhale, lift. And exhale into humble warrior, tucking inside of that right knee. Here for one more breath, really using what the ground is giving you to reverberate. Lift the arms, lift back to your low lunge, hands high. And once again, left hand down, right hand up. We'll stay here, tuck those back toes and lift the knee off of the ground. All right, revolve your right hand wide of your right foot. Walk the hands forward, look forward. We're gonna tip the toes on the left off of the ground and lengthen your right leg. A warrior three, reach through that back heel, lift the heart, the hands still on the ground. Let's Bend and take that left toe back to the ground, hands plant and right foot back. We have a plank. We are in a plank. Bend the elbows, trying to tip them to touch the ribs. The heart is reaching forward. A chaturanga, lower all the way down. Untuck the toes, press into the hands, lift into a back bend. Maybe the arm is getting a little longer this time, but use the muscles in the back, not just the palms pressing. Tuck your toes, draw into downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, lift the left foot high. Draw left foot forward. Let's tuck our back. Sorry, let the right knee down. Come up to our low lunge. So repeating on our second side. Exhale the hands to clasp behind you. Puff up the heart. Tucking into humble warrior. The heart drawing towards the ground. That left knee opening to give your room for your torso. Inhale, lifting back to your low lunge. And arms high before rotating right hand down, left arm up, the heart towards the left inner knee. Tuck your back toes. Extend through that whole leg, the heel reaching back. Nice. All right, the left hand comes wide of your left foot. Crawl the hands forward as you tip off of your back toes, lengthen in the left leg, warrior three. Foot is flexed, heart is rising. And letting the back toes come down, the hands plant, left foot back. From a plank, we lower a chaturanga. Let the elbows touch the ribs and lift to a cobra. Maybe this time our backs, tops of the feet are gonna root so much into the ground that we hover our hips, our knees off of the ground, lengthen the legs, pull the shoulders away from your ears. Roll over the toes or tuck the toes, lift to downward dog. Sigh it out. Let's look forward and walk or hop your feet towards your hands. Lifting halfway and releasing. Bend the knees, roll it up. Lift the arms. High mountain and mountain. Okay, so we're going to come up onto our toes. So pressing the ankles forward, lift the heels. Let's lift our hands up. Palms facing towards each other. Lift the hands higher. Staying on our toes, working for stability in those ankle muscles. Reminding the ankle joints that your muscles are muscular. Let the heels down and swan dive down. Heart releases, hands release, lift halfway. And plant your hands, stepping it back into a plank or hopping. And lowering a chaturanga, lift for a back bend. Maybe it's an upward dog. Lift to downward dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's inhale our right foot high. And let's take our right knee to our right elbow, strengthener. And inhale it back. Exhale, right knee to our nose, right in the middle. Inhale, right foot back. We're going to cross under the body, right knee to left elbow, hover it high, reach it back. This time, right foot steps all the way through. Let's take our back heel down. Let's open it wide and strongly to warrior two. Start to move it. Inhale, bending. And then from our warrior two, keep that knee bent. Look forward over your right fingers. Reach it and revolve it. We're keeping our arms in one nice long line. That right arm can be next to the right knee as you reach your right fingertips towards your big toe. Maybe you reach your big toe. Draw the left hip forward as the right knee opens wider. Nice. All right, press into that right foot to release back to warrior two and revolve, reverse warrior. That's what I meant, reverse. Okay, back to warrior two. Let's take our hands to our hips, tip the back heel up. And we're in a high lunge, setting it up nice and strong. Your right foot can heel toe more to the right. Trying to keep your back leg nice and lengthened. Let's snake our hands together behind you, puff up the heart. Dipping into a full humble warrior. Make it strong, use the belly muscles, be slow, be graceful. When you're ready, pull the arms back up, lift them high. Let's take our hands up. We're in a lunge. Hands come to clasp with the back of the skull, elbows wide. Looking up, slight back bend. All right, hands to our hips. We're going to balance on our right foot. Our right leg's already doing a lot of work. Let's tip off our back toes, bring the left knee up. Woo. Standing. All right, then your left toes come back. Hands to the floor. Right foot back. We're in a plank. Let's lower our knees, shift to a child's pose. Big breath. And then shifting back up, tabletop tuck toes from our plank. Let's lower our whole body in a reverse. I guess that's just a push-up and a push-up, where we let ourselves go down. And then a back bend. Again, moving through a bit of a flow today. Yeah, tucking the toes, rising the pelvis. Downward dog. 2 breaths there. Nice, rising that butt high, taking the heart lower. Let's inhale our left foot high into the sky, and then left knee bends, bring it towards the left elbow and wide. Strengthen it, belly lifting. Lift the left foot back, knee to nose, rounding forward, hovering shoulders in front of wrists, left leg back. This time underneath and wide to the right. Lift it back. We're going into our warrior two. Left foot forward, back heel down, sweeping wide and beginning to move it deep into the joint and bending. And then we'll stay in our warrior two. From our warrior two, we're taking triangle arms basically. So we're tilting down. Our left forearm comes inside of the knee and reaching left fingers towards your left big toe. Maybe it touches, maybe not. You can tilt your gaze upwards if you like. The right hip forward as the left knee draws open. Really root into the whole foot, both feet. Pressing, lift back to your warrior two and reverse warrior. All right, from warrior two, our hands come to our waist and tilting the back heel off of the ground. Open the legs wider for your lunge. Hands draw up, bend a little deeper, take the hands behind you, clasp them, heart lifts, tucking in for our humble warrior. Embracing the moment, engaging this moment. Pulling up out of that, let's let the hands come up. The hands come to the backs of the head, fingers knit, and a back bend. All right, hands to the hips. We're going to balance on our left foot and just stand with the right knee rised up. Finding balance, feeling nuanced little movements. All right, draw the right foot back, hands down, and left foot back. From our plank, knees lower, sit to your child's pose. Breathing. All right, let's raise to tabletop, tuck up to downward dog, and you can step or hop to the top of your mat. Lifting halfway, release, and rolling it high to high mountain. Excuse me, hands down. From our Tadasana, we're going to take some balance postures. So shifting your weight into, let's do our right foot first. So sticky with the right foot. Once again, drawing the knee upwards. This time, hands can clasp underneath the knee on the thigh. And the hands are clasped. You're holding your knee, but you're lifting your heart. You're getting taller, taller, taller all the time. Maybe you begin to extend your left leg. Making a choice to unclasp the hands. The left hand stays where it is and still holds. Your right hand comes to prayer at the center. Making the choice to take the left hand also to prayer. Trying to keep that left foot where it is. Let's reverse out of it, slow as you can. Second side, left foot bears our weight, sticky, sticky, sticky. Lifting our right knee up. And then giving yourself a clasp, a support. Your heart, you're so tall, heart is lifting. Maybe extending that right leg. Maybe left hand coming up to prayer. Still drawing taller, rooting through that left foot. Next choice, right hand joins prayer at the center. One more moment, extend, lift, lift, lift before you reverse out of it. Very nice. Okay, one more balance posture with a little bit of a spinal twist. So our right foot bears the weight. We're going to take our right hand towards our lifted left outside of our knee. So outside of our knee. Left hand releases behind you. Using your gaze, slowly draw it to your left thumb. Maybe it never gets there today. Working to keep that left knee pressing into the right hand. Taller, prouder. And you're ready. Twisting back to the center and releasing. Do the same thing on the second side. Left foot, sticky, sticky. The left hand coming wide on the side of the right leg, right knee. So there's engagement there. The right hand reaches behind you and slowly drawing your gaze towards your thumb. Tighten the belly muscles in, lift taller. Find your circular breath. One more moment. Let's release. Nice. Excuse me. Coming to our seats. Okay, we're gonna do a couple more things. Let's extend our right leg first, left sole of the foot into the side of the thigh, and then twist your belly button towards the right. Take your hands down the trunk of your leg and release towards your right knee. Trying to keep the left knee heavy towards the ground. As you inhale, your right knee starts to bend. Maybe you drag your foot in and then take your right ankle on top of the left knee. We're stacking in a lotus. So my right knee is very far away from my left ankle, but I'm still going to sit tall as if they were touching. And then start to walk your hands forward and tilt your torso forward. Intense in the hips. Maybe you release the head all the way to the shins. Big breath. Starting to lift. This one is kind of crazy and it's all just an attempt. Our hands come right next to our hips. Palms flat on the ground. Heart lifting. Try to take your butt off the ground. Maybe it's not possible. And let your butt release. Let's let the left foot long, right foot comes into the side, inner thigh. Inhale, lifting, twisting to the left as you start to walk your hands down the trunk of your foot and head releases towards your left knee. Breathing in, breathing out. Releasing any tension, finding circular breath. And then as you lift your torso up away from your leg, start to bend your left knee, ankle in, drawing in, you're going to stack it. So stacking left ankle on right knee, that left knee drawing down towards the right ankle. Lift your heart and then start to tip forward with your torso. Hands gently guiding you downward. Use the breath and just every little half millimeter, the heart tips closer to the shin. Draw it back up. Let's plant the hands next to the side body and really plant the hands. I mean, there's not much room to go, but start to hover the butt off the ground. Muscular engagement might not be physically off the ground. And release. Let's untuck the legs and bring them to bend in front of you and slowly glide yourself down. 5 breaths to get to your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Breathing in. Exhale, releasing gracefully to the ground. Let's draw our legs into a happy baby, clasping wherever you'd like, and then moving, rolling with it, going with intuitive happy baby, genius baby. Getting to close your eyes, we'll do a figure 4 on both sides together. So, left ankle drawing onto right knee, deepening the breath as you do these final hip stretches. And then taking your second figure 4, right ankle, left knee. Broad through the chest breath. Big ol' cave in the whole back of your throat. Releasing, and whatever final postures you need to take. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders, maybe you want a spinal twist. Whatever you need before setting up for your final rest. Setting yourself up very comfortably. Release the shoulders more into the ground. Shavasana.
Coming back to the breath. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Wrists and ankles start to move. And when you're ready, rolling to a small ball on one side. And here to thank yourself, showing up, committing, being kind, being generous, and engaging the moment. Whenever you're ready to roll and push up to a comfortable seat, draw the palms together, heat the palms. More wisdom, more love on those palms. Press it somewhere on your body that still needs attention today. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, big exhale. The light in me sees, honors, and delights in the light in you. Namaste.